Okay, friends, good morning. We're learning Sefer Chofetz Chaim, Hilchos Lashon Harah Klal Ches Sif Gimel. This siman is identifying who is not allowed to speak Lashon Hara, who can you not speak Lashon Hara to, and about whom can you not speak Lashon Hara. Are you allowed to speak Lashon Hara about a katan? What would you have said? Does the Isser of Lashon Hara apply to a katan? I would have thought, why not? We're going to see a very big chiddush. Sometimes, sometimes it's shaykh in Isra Lashon Hara, even about a katan. So the Ber Mayim Chaim says, what do you mean sometimes? He says because it's not likely that hezek or some kind of distress will come to the katan if you speak about them. Whether they're going to lose their job, they're going to lose a shidduch. You're going to say, this katan, he put chewing gum on the wall. Okay, kids grow up. That's a big chiddush. I would have thought there's an Isser Lashon Hara on any Jew. A katan is b'chlal amisacha. Chofetz Chaim says the Isser Lashon Hara is limited to particular scenarios. Let's say you have an orphan who other people are raising them, and if you say a bad word about this orphan, they'll get kicked out of their foster home. They could be chased out. If through your words you could cause damage to the katan, or to distress him.
Teachers in the staff room talking about a problematic child. It's going to be okay then.
Yeah, this is a chiddush. The thing is, nowadays, if you say a bad word about katan, they're not going to get a shidduch when they grow up. So, but V'imu davar mefursam al katan. If this is something which is obvious, ayin lo b'chal beisiv gimel v'siv tes v'chelik beis b'chal beisiv gimel. V'mechavein b'sipurei l'salik hanezaken. If your intention is to remove some kind of damage, shabana idei zeh katan that comes through the katan, ulahadju choysay b'derech yeshara, and to guide the katan in the right path, mutter, it's permitted. Achtzar sheyeda metchila bebeiror. You need to first know explicitly, clearly, shasipur emes, that it's true, and not to hasten to rely on what you heard from others. You also have to be able to forecast the future. Often, a distorted judgment could come out. I have to say, I don't really understand this. Why are you now to disparage somebody? Let's say somebody, a rabbi gives a drasha, and you tell your friend, that was ridiculous, that was lousy. So what's the problem? Problem is that anything that if the person who you spoke about would find out about it, he would be distressed by, you can't say. So then, why are you allowed to say about the katan? If the katan would hear what you say, he wouldn't be distressed? Let's say you say about this katan, this kid is a brat. That's mutter? If the katan would find out, he probably would be insulted. I don't know. I have to get the Dirshu Chofetz Chaim. I need to get some kind of I don't understand what the difference between the katan. I mean, the Chofetz Chaim says in the Ber Mayim Chaim, he says, "Ein matzoi sheyavai hezek oishar davar hametzer lekatan ayidei mashem esaprim genusai." Unless, back in the day, the Katanim were very, so to speak, they knew their place and it wasn't something that would distress them. Okay, Vida, this is Lashon Hara afila al am haaretz. The Isra of Lashon Hara is even on an am haaretz. Ki gam hu b'chlal am Hashem v'tzivaisav. He's also part of the nation of God and his hosts, his legion, Shoitziam Mitzrayim, that Hashem took out of Egypt, v'kol shkenim hu Talmid Chacham, all the more so if he's a Talmid Chacham. Bevadai ha'mesaper Lashon Hara alav avoinoi gadol harbe yoiser. Certainly, if someone speaks Lashon Hara about him, his sin is much greater. Va'amru Chazal, kal masaper acher mitase shel talmid chacham noifel bagehenim. Anyone who speaks about the lineage, the ancestry of Talmid Chachamim will fall into Gehenna. Shenemar, v'kama pamim nichnas ha'idei ze b'chlal mevaza Talmid Chacham. Often one could fall under the category of being mevaza Talmid Chacham. V'yadua goydol anshai shel mevaza Talmid Chacham k'de'isa b'chelek v'nifsak kain b'yaradea b'sin reish mem gimel sivvav. It is known the great punishment of someone who disparages the Talmid Chacham shu b'chlal ki dvar Hashem baza. The punishment for bizoy tamei chamim is kares. By the way, this is davar yafa be'itai because we need to learn this in order to understand today's Mishnah Brura. You'll see, the Yetzer Hara persuades a person, a Talmid Chacham. He's not a Talmid Chacham. He's a Talmid Chacham. What does he know? Gemara. He uses the Artscroll. And Paiskim. He heard someone, he's just saying over something he heard. He's not a Talmid Chacham. The Yetzer Hara says, not Shayach, Bizoy Talmid Chacham Bizman Hazeh, Rak Bizman HaGemara Shechacham B'Yoyser, Avoloy Al Elu Shebizmanenu. Our rabbis are not Talmid Chachamim. Says the Chofetz Chaim, V'hu Ta'os Gamor. It is a complete mistake. Here is the most important line in Sefer Chofetz Chaim, where the Chofetz Chaim paskins the definition of a Talmid Chacham. The kol Talmid Chacham hu lefi hadar. The concept of Talmid Chacham is relative. Va'afilu bizmanenu imhu rak ra'oi lahoirois. If he is fit to paskin a shaila, v'yagea ba'Torah, and he toils in Torah, nikra Talmid Chacham. Here you have it. Doesn't have to know Shal Shechuvas Noid Behuda, Shal Shechuvas Rabbi Kiva Eger. He doesn't even have to know a lot of things. All he has to do is toil in Torah and be roy to paskin a shaila. By the way, if you ask him a shaila, then he's a Talmid Chacham, because you think he's roy lahirais. So if you think he's roy lahirais, then to be mavaza him is as a din of bizu Talmid Chacham. Afilu b'dvarim ba'alma, even just with words, even to people like to say, yeah, I rub shoulders with this Talmid Chacham, we kibitz each other. That's very nice. Tell it to the Marines. You can't, it's still bizoy Talmid Chachamim. Va'afilu shaloi b'fanav avoin plilihu, v'chayiv nidoy alzeh, kedisa b'yardeh b'sin reish mem gimel sev zayin, b'sin mishum and lam adal, b'shach sev katan samaches, v'kol shekenu Talmid Chacham azu a moira hayra be'ir, especially Talmid Chacham is a moira hayra in the city. The bevadei isra mevazeu hu chomer haber yoser. The isra is more strict. The movad shu muchrach lahachzikoser lechacham living by kavod. Aside from the fact that you perforce have to treat him like a chacham and be noi kavod, acharei shu samich al ha'roisav, you're relying on his psak. You asked him a shaila. He told you mutter. You relied on that. So now you are morally obligated to accord him kavod. Oid b'sipur I love the regnos u'maneas harame avodas Hashem. By you bad-mouthing the guy, the rabbi, you're preventing other people from serving Hashem. Because the rest of the people are going to say, we should now ask him shailas. He has no ability to reconcile. He has no ability to mediate. Now the guy is not going to ask shailas anymore. He's going to Google the answer, and AI is going to make up for him. Psakim shalei nivra. As you all know, anybody who asks AI a shaila and you rely on it, you're a choite, you're a poisheya. You're considered rebellious. You have no right to rely on halacha on AI. Number one, it straight up makes up psakim. It makes up tshuvos. Not only, okay, let's leave it at that. So therefore, but you say it's not my fault. It's the guy who badmouthed the rabbi. I wanted to ask the rabbi. My friend told me Lashon Hara about him. Well, that guy asa litena sadin, and it's very destructive, because it causes each person to be boina bama la'atzmai, va'oid kama kokulim, and also many other disasters. Yarech zichram, whose mention is too long to say. Hashem Yishmarino. RabbiDG, have a great day. Everybody's invited to join us tonight, 8:30, for the grand finale of the Bar Kochva series, The Fall of Beitar, the tragedy worse than Churban Beis HaMikdash. And of course, you're all invited to join us on Tisha B'Av. We have an amazing program this year. Incredible presentation. So if you find yourself in the Milky Way, please join us on Tisha B'Av at 5:30 Peninsula Boulevard. Have a good day, everyone. Kol Tov.